Hello, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Hannah.
As we start the new school year, we have fresh news story ideas from our very own student journalists.
We even have a new studio.
Yes, we do, and it looks pretty good if I do say so myself.
This month's show includes a look into a female character on our very own football team,
a new club called Sisterhood, created by one of our students,
and a new system that contains students' grades, homework, and other useful information called Powerschool.
Let's get into our first episode of Hempfield Happenings. In our studio, Gunnar sat down with Mr. Ceresini, the director of our high school's band, to discuss his role here at Hempfield.
All right, so I'm here with Mr. Ceresini, who is the director of bands here at Hempfield, and I brought him into the studio to ask him a few questions about band itself. So why don't you introduce yourself, Mr. Ceresini, and what you do at Hempfield?
Well, hi, I'm Matt Ceresini. I teach the bands at Hempfield High School. So it's marching band, concert band, symphonic band, jazz band, and I'm also the advisor for indoor percussion and indoor color guard. And then I also actually teach at the middle schools. I go down and work with the middle school WIN students and assist with middle school band. And as of this past summer, I am now one of the co-department coordinators for the music department.
That's awesome. So you're in charge of the big marching band for the Hempfield High School?
Yes.
So describe to me like what the process is for practicing for the halftime show at the football games.
So the halftime show, which we call our field show, the staff starts designing in January of the year before. So we get together, we start talking about what themes we would want to do. We contact music arrangers and drill writers to make the music and the movements for what we're going to do. We get all that kind of put together by May, and we have our first interest meetings with students in May. We then start practicing in the summer pretty loosely as a skills-based thing, so students improving skills, learning how to march. For new students, learning how to march and play at the same time, which is a completely new activity. And then at the end of the summer, in mid-August, is when we start band camp, which is when we start actually putting the show together. So memorizing the music, and then throughout the season, we practice during the week and on Saturdays, getting ready for football games and also for all of our competitions.
Gotcha. So how long are practices usually, like on weekends or after school, or like in band camp, as you said?
So it varies by day. We practice a lot. I would say we're very similar to a varsity sport in the total length of time that we spend. Our longer practices during camp will go up to 7 hours, not consecutively, but we'll have 4 in the morning, 3 at night, or something like that. We'll do it 2 a day. During the weekdays, our practices are usually 2 or 3 hours after school.
Gotcha. Yeah. So recently, you guys went up to Harrisburg to perform up there. So describe to me, how was that for everyone in the marching band?
This was a new thing for our band. Every year, the Pennsylvania Department of Education has a staff meeting for the whole department, which is a huge department, and they bring everyone to the Forum, which is kind of right across the street from the Department of Ed in Harrisburg. And the past few years, they've been inviting musical ensembles to entertain the people, entertain everyone from the department, because they actually don't have a lot of contact with students, despite the fact that they work at the Department of Education. So our band actually was outside of the Forum, which is the auditorium that we played in. And so we performed for everyone coming in. We played stand tunes similar to what you would hear at a football game, try to get everyone excited about coming to their meeting. And then during the meeting, we played the national anthem, and then we played part of our field show as kind of an entertainment piece.
Gotcha.
And then we had a tour of the Capitol. And
that was cool.
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, so So why should people go out to see your field show at the football games every week?
I think people should come see the field show because our marching band is really exciting. We try to make a field show that is connected for 7 minutes to tell a really neat story. This year the story is called To Show Your Strength, and it's about overcoming weakness and vulnerability and finding strength within ourselves. It's a really exciting show, and throughout the season you should come see it multiple times because we add stuff every week and it gets more and more exciting each week.
All right, Mr. Ceresini, thanks so much for coming in. I really appreciate your time. And everyone, make sure you all go see the marching band's field show at the football games. And for Hempfield Happenings, I'm Gunnar Main.
Nutrislice has recently been put into place for the food service department. But what exactly is Nutrislice? Paige Gruber shares the details of this new tool.
In schools, getting lunch is a pretty average occurrence. What's not so average is Nutrislice. Mr. Brian Rathgeb and Susan Eichelberger were involved in the development of Nutrislice.
Well, Nutrislice is a digital menu program that school districts can utilize. It's been a program we have been looking at for probably about at least a good year, maybe 2 years.
Nutrislice is evolving more and more each day, and accessing it is as simple as a click of a button. It can be easily accessed through both the Hempfield School District website as well as the mobile app.
One of the things that we find, especially the school nurses, will tend to call us with children that have special needs, whether it be diabetes or gluten or whatever. So this just kind of really helps us be able to say to them, this is what is in the food, this is what we're serving today, and then we're not on the phone answering questions all the time, and we're able to actually be out on the floor and preparing the food.
If you click on some entrees, you'll see photos of some entrees. Others, we're still working to develop that library. We're continuing to upload photos, so you'll eventually start to see photos for almost all our items. You'll see all the allergens when you click on there, if it has gluten, if it has egg or peanut in there. There is ingredients, there's fat and sugar contents on there. So all the main information that as a parent who may have a child, like Sue said, that has an allergy, that can go on there and look at that and pre-plan ahead.
Not only does Nutrislice help parents out with planning for lunches, but helps students as well.
I think it's super helpful because if you know what you want on a certain day, it lets you know exactly what options you have. So if you know you want pizza, you can go in and just click on pizza and it tells you exactly what you're getting that day for lunch. I buy like once or twice a week, so it's not super often, but I think that this could be helpful for the couple days I do buy.
Nutrislice is now up and running and ready to be used. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Paige Gruber. Recently, a new school club, Sisterhood, was founded by a student here at Hempfield. Katie Yoder explored what this upcoming group is all about.
Oh my gosh, you did good. Next time, I didn't know it was you.
Here at Hempfield High School, it seems that the female student body is not immune to the many challenges facing teens in today's high schools. Many girls still struggle to maintain a positive body image or a healthy sense of self-confidence. One student, however, decided that she wanted to challenge these expectations and find a way to positively empower her female peers. And it all started right here in this room.
Boom, confidence. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say Bella Rankin is a junior at Hempfield. And at the end of last year, she founded Sisterhood, an all-girls group, in the hopes to make every high school girl's experience as positive as it could be.
Really, it boils down to girls trying to be happy for other people. For example, the softball team, batting averages, let's say. If one girl would have a really high batting average, it would be hard for the others to be happy for her because they would think she was bragging or something like that. When I think of Sisterhood, right away I think of fostering these positive relationships between women at Hempfield and empowering these relationships and really just creating a safe space where these relationships can be fostered.
With the help of Bella's school guidance counselor, Dr. Jacosta, Bella turned these frustrations into something much more positive.
The evolution of Sisterhood just happened in my office one day. Bella and I were sitting, just discussing, just general things that we were frustrated with in high school. So we're kind of like, both ranting to each other about different things like For example, how it's really hard for girls to really support other girls and celebrate each other's successes and be happy for one another. What could we do to create like a community where people felt like accepted for who they are, supported, and they felt like other women were cheering them on.
And it seems like Sisterhood is focused on just that, cheering other girls on. All thanks to one young woman's idea. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Katie Yoder.
As some students here at Hempfield may have noticed, a new system by the name of Powerschool has replaced Sapphire. Sapphire was a website containing useful information and grades for students and parents. Larissa explains how this new system is aimed to improve Hempfield School District.
The Hempfield School District issued a new system called Powerschool. But what is Powerschool?
Powerschool is a much more open-ended product that we can really customize and adapt to what Hempfield needs to do. So right now we're really customizing it, expanding it, making it fit what we were doing with Sapphire, and in future years we're looking forward to being able to really push it a little bit further to meet the requests from principals, secretaries, and the rest of the district administration.
The old system the district used to use was Sapphire.
Sapphire was just for grades pretty much, but Powerschool is like you can look at your GPA, and I don't know if you could do that on Sapphire or not.
If you are a parent or guardian of a Hempfield student, you can create your own account to check on your student's grades, GPA, meal balance, and more.
Basically go to Powerschool's website off of the district page, enter in their email address or click on new account.
In order to make an account, you will need your student's unique access code, which the school will email to you.
Powerschool is a set of applications that we use that really manage every piece of data about students, grades, attendance, discipline. All of the reporting that we do to the state of Pennsylvania comes out of Powerschool. It's also how parents access grades, reports, transcripts, all that same data. It also feeds into a bunch of other systems like the ones our nurses use, transportation department, food services. Pretty much any application that the district uses is fed in some way from Powerschool for all of that information about students.
Instead of being just grades, Powerschool is a useful variety of information to help keep Hempfield organized and proactive. From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Larissa Schaefer.
Do you ever wonder what happens to all the old, unused things here at Hempfield?
Like, do they get thrown out?
Maybe we store them somewhere?
If you're as confused as we are, our student journalist Xander answers these questions and more.
Every school year brings new things, including updated technology, desks, and equipment. But where do the old things go? Like this computer, for example. It is outdated, and over the years has been replaced with this new Mac. Laptops and computers at Hempfield are a big part of the teaching experience. Mike Graham, the head of technology, takes care of that.
Usually staff get a new laptop every 4 years or so. Labs, depending on where they're at, cycle through at about the same pace, maybe a little bit longer, depending on the department. We typically hold on to that hardware, so we'll use it for long-term substitutes that come in, other areas that might just need a laptop for website access in different areas of the district.
The school also leases the iPads. The leasing company will take back the iPads after 3 years. If broken iPads are repairable, the school district will repair it themselves.
Depending on what condition it's in, we might save a laptop for parts so that we can repair things as accidents happen. We'll kind of cannibalize parts out of something that's been broken, fit that into another laptop to keep it running.
When the time comes, the school will eventually recycle the technology.
Ultimately, we end up recycling everything. That usually happens anywhere from probably 6 to 10 years after we've purchased a piece of hardware. But somewhere in that time frame, we'll gather all the hardware, usually about twice a year, any hardware that's up for recycling, and then ship it off to a recycler to get it out of the district.
There are some exceptions to this recycling process. Hempfield is donating old media equipment to the Crispus Addicts community in Lancaster to help them build a media center. Mr. Daig explains how this is possible.
So we have a school board policy, it's 706 0.1. And that policy allows us to donate equipment that we're not using any longer to charitable events or others outside the district.
Technology, however, is not the only thing that becomes old at this school. According to the Maintenance Department Secretary, Kim James, most of the furniture that gets old in the school goes into storage closets. The maintenance team, however, is looking into auctioning it off or trying to resell it in order not to waste furniture that is still in pretty good condition. From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Xander Hughes.
Our student journalist, Meredith, sets out to define happiness in the Hempfield community.
You don't want to be
rise.
Wait, what are you talking about?
In our community, it's important to spread positivity because here at Hempfield, we're all about supporting each other. Some people might be dealing with problems in their personal lives. Even though a problem may seem small to you, it can be impactful to somebody else, which is why it's always important to be kind to other people.
I definitely think overall we have a positive school climate and school culture here at Hempfield. Do I think that there's room for improvement? Absolutely. But I think overall, like, Hempfield is a community that really does value relationships.
Nobody is perfect, and we all have tough days, but there are many ways to ensure the happiness of others.
Honestly, I think the biggest area of improvement is just the way that we interact with each other on a regular basis.
Saying, oh hey, you look nice today. Just like leaving little notes like, don't doubt yourself, you look great. Or I've seen friends leave notes for each other on the insides of lockers. You see someone struggling, then you ask like, hey, are you okay? Do you want to maybe talk about something? Do you want help? Anything small can change a person's day around, and that's really important.
Like, try to put yourself in someone else's shoes and have like an empathetic outlook.
It's important to look out for the people in your community. If someone seems to be struggling, you should reach out to them and see if they're okay.
I think a lot of times people are just waiting to see if someone will notice. Someone will notice that I'm upset, or someone will notice that I'm not eating lunch, or someone will notice that I didn't respond to that text, because it's kind of a check to see if people care. So I think just being aware and then asking questions and letting people know that you're there for them if they need someone to listen.
A little kindness can go a long way, so remember to be positive and be kind to everybody. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Meredith Hunter.
Many Americans love to watch and participate in football, but the majority of participating athletes are male. Sabrina looked into what it's like when a girl joins this male-dominated sport.
Throughout the school day, Sierra Maurer is like any other high school girl, but whereas her fellow female athletes move on to sports like soccer or field hockey, Sierra puts on her pads and heads to the football field.
Sierra is a sophomore at Hempfield High School, and while some students join the team for school-wide fame, Sierra has joined for her love of the sport.
I've just always wanted to play, since I've been really, really little. I think just everything about it, I just love. When I get on the field, I'm really excited about it and kind of pumped.
Getting to this point was no simple task, but Sierra was willing to go above and beyond to participate in what she loves.
I have to work almost, not twice as hard, but harder. I always have to be on top of everything.
She was here in the summer, and a lot of our guys on the team were not. I think that's propelled her a lot. So I think they treat her, as somebody to be respected because she's earned that with how much time she's put in.
I just know it's something I wanted to do, so I did my best and then I got to do it.
Even off the field, she's thinking about how to improve herself as an athlete.
Sometimes I'll watch a game and I'll see what they do and see what works for them and then maybe try that a little bit, maybe a little bit different.
Sierra's attitude and hard work put her ahead of many athletes, but being female means still facing some challenges when it comes to being seen like one of the guys.
Let's go Hempfield! It's just, sometimes it gets a little frustrating because it's not that they look at me different, it's just different. You can tell it's different.
Let's go Hempfield! Even with this obstacle, Maurer considers her small size the largest challenge to overcome. Although it has been difficult, it has not kept her off the field.
I mean, I would prefer to get absolutely beat to the ground. I don't think anybody prefers that. But some of them, I don't know if it's because I'm a girl or just because how small I am, they'll be like, I don't want to hurt you, so I'm not going to go full tilt. Whereas some of the bigger guys, they'll just go full tilt.
But where she sees a challenge, her coach sees opportunity.
You hear in football the term the low man wins, meaning, you know, the lower you are with your pad level compared to the person you're going against, you're probably going to move them back. And I think she really takes that to heart.
Sierra would not necessarily recommend football to other girls, or even other guys.
People should do what they want to do. Like, it's not like you shouldn't just play it because you want like the attention of it or anything like that. You should play it because it's what you want to do.
And her coach agrees.
It has room for anybody that wants to work hard, wants to dedicate themselves, and wants to win. And it doesn't matter male or female, just if you put in the work and want to be a part of something successful, then come on, let's go.
It is undeniable that this is where Sierra belongs.
I'd say my thing is football.
Her passion and devotion shine through.
You know, I'm proud of Sierra. You know, she's passionate about football, and we want passionate football players.
Sierra does not fight with her fellow knights on the field for attention. Being a girl might bring its challenges, but it does not overshadow the other aspects of her player profile. She is deserving of the success she has achieved and hopes to find more in the future.
For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Sabrina Lessons.
Some of us have heard of ice cream socials, but do we know what they're all about? For many years now, Centerville Elementary School has hosted this type of event. Morgan gave us the scoop on what happens at an ice cream social.
Here at Centerville Elementary School, kids are coming together for a fun and delicious event. Every year, Centerville Elementary School hosts the Ice Cream Social, an event that brings students together. Erica Armentrout, the co-president of the PTO, sees the Ice Cream Social as a great way to start off the year.
It's a huge event. It's everyone to get together, welcome back, and have a good time.
I've been coming here since, I think, kindergarten.
Since first grade.
4 years.
4 years?
Well, actually more than 4 years because my sister came here.
At the Ice Cream Social, there are always plenty of toppings to choose from.
I really like strawberry syrup and chocolate syrup with whipped cream and sprinkle. Vanilla ice cream was cherries, sprinkles, gummy bears, M&Ms, whipped cream, chocolate syrup, and that's all.
Not only are there many delicious toppings, but there's also lots and lots of ice cream. If you could eat as much ice cream as possible, how much ice cream would you eat?
5 gallons.
20.
100 buckets.
50 pounds.
All of this ice cream is provided by the parent-teacher organization.
Now they do have to be in touch with the school for the ice cream, and they do have to go to BJ's and to buy the toppings and send out a sign-up genius to ask for a setup crew, scoopers, and cleanup crew. I think it's just a fun Friday afternoon for everyone to see one another and have ice cream for dinner and pizza for dessert, maybe.
The Ice Cream Social is an event that kids enjoy where students get to hang out and eat lots of ice cream. From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Morgan Minnick. Usually, a student's school day is confined to sitting in a four-walled classroom. But wouldn't it be nice to take a break from the normalcy and study outside? When our student journalist Riley heard that this may be a possibility at Mountville Elementary, she explored the process of creating an outdoor classroom.
The sign says do not enter. What does that mean?
Don't enter.
Don't enter, you're right.
With the sun shining all day long, no one wants to be cooped up inside. Especially as kids, all we ever did during the school day was watch the clock and wait for that minute till we could sprint outside and enjoy the weather with our friends. Mountville Elementary School is exploring a fun, unique way to get kids outside during the school day.
We had a good chunk of money to still spend, so we're thinking, what could we do? And this outdoor classroom kind of took shape.
Kids are such active learners now, so it's going to be another, rather than just being stuck in a classroom, it's another place that they can go and do reading workshop. They can write. They can, it's going to be awesome for those kids that are more active and want to be outside.
It's an extra space outside. It would be a learning space where students could go out there and learn about nature, or even to do artwork out there or take their music, but then also having some special events out there, doing some special projects and activities that we can just engage children out there.
While the academic purpose of this project has been a strong focus, it also led to other kind-hearted benefits.
Our state, and our country.
And we have had an outpouring of just support from the community. I know that we received a little over $8,000 to purchase picnic tables.
I just happened to have a conversation with one person, and then from there it's like this domino effect of, well, we can make this happen, I can help you, and it just shows you how great community really is.
I also think it would be awesome to have like community members that are landscapers or, you know, artwork that we can decorate it and make it more aesthetic for what we're looking for.
If we didn't have such a great community, and we wouldn't be able to see this happening.
With the high community support and intense dedication, Mountville Elementary School is on fire towards continuing to improve and enhance their system.
It doesn't need to end in phase 3. This could evolve and grow and be something really great for the community for years to come.
From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Riley Wilton.
Wow, it is exciting to see all these new advancements that are happening here at Hempfield.
What a great way to kick off this year. A special thanks to the student journalists for working hard to produce this month's show.
To watch more of these stories, be sure to tune into next month's episode.
From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Sarah.